Okay, hi everyone joining us today on both Facebook and YouTube, and welcome to our live stream for parents and carers about getting ready for Results Day and clearing. Results Day is just around the corner now, so I hope this live stream today will be helpful for you. So I'm Leanne and I'm your host for today, and we have a presentation for you, which my colleague Elliot will run through in just a second for you. And we'll also take some questions at the end as well. So if you do have any questions as the presentation goes through, or if you think, gosh, I've really been meaning to ask that, now is your chance. So pop it in the comments as we go through, and we can even give you a shout out as well. So I'll now hand over to you, Elliot, for the presentation all about Results Day and clearing.
Amazing. Well, hello everybody. Hope you're doing well. The sun is out, which is good. Always love the sun. And yeah, we're going to be talking just a little bit about Results Day, giving you guys some tips and advice for that day. And it's coming up soon. I was in the same position. Oh gosh, it was nearly 10 years ago when I was thinking about my results, wondering if I'm going to be able to get to university. So we're going to give you some little tips and advice for you. So looking at Results Day, so the first question is, when is Results Day? Okay, so if you don't know, here we are now. So if your young person has done BTECs, they will have already received their results, or on the Thursday the 17th of August, which is next week. And then A levels, they're all going to be released on next Thursday. Okay, a couple of things just on this as well. It's really important, I feel, that for a young person to make sure they've got some backups just in case. There's always the priority that they may have in mind of where they're wanting to go, but it's never a bad thing just to have some backups. So thinking about other universities you may consider going to, and it can be even a positive. It could be a positive thing as well. It could be that your results that your young person receives has maybe gone above what they expected. So it's always good to have some plans for Results Day. Okay, so once your student has received their results, there's going to be a couple of things that happen. Okay, so they're either going to be accepted by their first choice, so they will have gone through this process at college or sixth form, where they would have applied for that university, and they would have picked their firm choice. So if they've got the results, they will be accepted onto their firm choice. They will also, if they haven't managed to get those results for that firm choice, they will be accepted onto their insurance choice. Okay. If they haven't got the results that meet either the first choice or the second choice, they will then automatically be entered into clearing, which we're going to be talking about shortly. So moving on to clearing, one of the things I always like to start off saying is that clearing isn't a negative thing. Sometimes there's always this thing about clearing. It means, oh, that means I failed, or that means it's going to be more stressful for me. I've heard loads of stories of people who have gone through clearing, and it's actually been an amazing experience for them, that they've picked a course that they maybe hadn't thought about doing at the start of when through their UCAS application process. So clearing, I want you to kind of think of it as this is a positive thing that's going to be able to help your young person make the right choice for them. Okay, so through clearing, your young person is going to be able to call universities. So, for example, they could call Nottingham Trent, and they'll be able to speak to one of our advisors, and they'll be able to let that young person know what courses are available for them. You can see there at the bottom. That clearing is now open, and it's going to be open until Tuesday, the 17th of October. Okay, the courses that are the course vacancies, they'll be published on either the university websites, but also on that UCAS website as well. So young people who have got their UCAS, remember they need to make sure they still got those login details. They don't want to get rid of them too soon. So they'll be able to log on to the UCAS hub, and they'll be able to search for those courses. So who is clearing for? Kind of already giving you a teaser for that. So students who haven't got a place at their firm or insurance choice, clearing is for them. Students who have maybe changed their mind about what or where they want to study. And this is a completely okay thing to happen. A lot of things could happen within a couple of months, and your young person could decide, hey, I was wanting to go there, but now I'm really wanting to go to this university now, or I really was interested in this course, but something has happened over these past couple of months that's got me really inspired for this course. Okay, so students who have that kind of thinking, clearing is for them as well. Your young person may not have even applied to university. They may have thought university isn't for them. There's obviously loads of different avenues that people can take once they leave sixth form and college. But they may come to a decision where they think, actually, I do want to go to university, maybe so that they can enter a certain career or profession. The clearing is going to be for them. And like I said, students who have done even better than expected and want to explore new opportunities, clearing is for them too. So how to apply? It's quite a simple process. You're going to be, young person is going to be applying by the phone, okay? And the reason I say your young person is going to be applying by the phone is because you cannot call on behalf of your young person, okay? I know that's kind of what parents or carers kind of want to do, make sure that their young person is all ready. But this is just starting the process really of your young person being independent. So making sure that they're the ones that are calling the clearing advisors to speak with them and to find out what opportunities are available for you. So please make sure that it's your young person who's calling the clearing advisors. You'll be able to find the numbers for those clearing advisors on the university websites. So you can check out our website, Nottingham Trent University. You'll see the clearing number that is available, but you can also check the other universities as well. So adding on to this, if they know which course they want to study and don't need to speak to an advisor, they can apply online. So on that university website, so you can see there the website for NTU. But if they're not too sure what course they want to go for yet, then that's where you want to really have your young person calling up the university. Okay, so once that application has kind of been submitted, it will be assessed, and if successful, they will be sent a confirmation email. So make sure your young person is constantly checking their emails. Some of the emails may have entered somehow into the spam or junk, so make sure they're looking through those as well. Okay, a couple of other things to kind of be aware of is that the young person may be asked to attend an interview depending on what course it is, providing a portfolio maybe, or speaking to a tutor about their application. Okay, so there's a couple of things that could happen depending on what course they've applied for. So moving on to NTU priority, I really love this, and I really wish that I did this when I applied to NTU. This is a great opportunity to skip the call queue. I don't know about you, but when I've called maybe the doctors or maybe I'm sorting out my phone and they say, oh, you're 50 in the queue, I'm not really liking it, and I don't really want to spend an hour waiting. So if your young person is that type of person and want to get it straight away, and make sure that they're signing up to NTU priority, and they'll be able to skip the call queue. Okay, that is the main reason why I love NTU priority. You'll also get young person will also get guaranteed accommodation. If they're applying through clearing, that first year accommodation will be guaranteed. That application will be fast tracked as well through NTU priority. Young person will also be able to have one-to-one chats with our clearing advisors for help and support anytime. Okay, and you'll also be able to receive regular email updates. So there's only positive things I can say about NTU priority. If your young person hasn't signed up to that yet, please make sure they do. Just say you don't have to wait in a queue, and they're definitely going to sign up to NTU priority. And you can see on the last point below, you can see where you're able to sign up to that. So just make sure you head onto our website and your young person signs up to NTU priority. So some final points. Okay, we've talked quite a bit, but I'm just going to give you some final pointers on this whole process.
If you have any questions as well, now is the time to get them in the comments, and then when we come around to the questions at the end, we'll be ready to answer those for you.
Yes, please do answer as many questions as you have. And honestly, there's no silly questions, okay? Ask as many questions as you can. So some considerations before applying. make sure you're encouraging young person to consider a couple of things. So is this the right course for them? I always like to say that you're not going to university for this person or for that person. You're going to university for you. So you want to make sure that the course you're applying for is the right one for you. And as well, is it the right university for you? Your young person may have some kind of a list of things that they want their university to be like, or the city that they get where the university is based. Do those kind of correlate with the university that they're applying for? Okay, so make sure they're thinking about those things. Another things for clearing, so make sure a young person is ready with a couple of things, okay? And it's always good to constantly remind them, because young people, me included, I always forget these type of things. So make sure they have their UCAS ID number ready, and their login details. So make sure they haven't just thrown away those login details. Make sure they've got those ready. Their clearing number as well. This will only be available on the UCAS website. So if they have decided to, if they've either not been able to get onto their firm or insurance choice, or they've decided that they're going to not accept that firm choice, if they reject that, then they will be offered a UCAS clearing number, and that's what they'll need for when they're applying for the different courses. Make sure they've got a list of the contact details for universities. It's just a time, it can be a bit of a time consuming thing, going on to different websites of different universities, trying to find their numbers. And when you're on that results day and that clearing day, it can be a bit stressful. So you want to make sure we're trying to relieve as much stress as possible. Bit of common sense, but again, the young people, make sure they have a pen and paper, okay, and a phone charger as well. That's going to be key, especially if they're calling up a number of universities. Let's make sure that they've got that phone charger or that power pack. I love a power pack, and make sure they have those on hand as well. Their personal statement as well. You may be thinking, why are they going to need their personal statement? Well, the clearing advisor who your young person will be talking to, they will have their personal statement available for them to read, and they may reference that when they're speaking to your young person. So let's just make sure that they've got their personal statement with them, just so that if any questions are asked, they're able to know where they've come from. And their GCSE results as well, that may come up depending on what course your young person is looking to apply to.
And if you're going to screenshot any slide to send on to your young person, then it's this one as well. So do your quick screenshot and then we'll move on.
Yeah, please do. We're not going to charge you for copyright or anything like that.
No.
It's a freebie. I love freebies.
There we go.
Sweet. So moving on to some results day top tips. Okay. So even if they are confident, and we've kind of talked about this already, it can't hurt to have a plan B in place. This is just not even just for results day, just life in general. Make sure that you have those plan Bs just in case that plan A doesn't come to fruition. Okay, so make sure that they've got that plan B, and encourage them to revisit other course options. Okay. Doing this research beforehand will allow them to stay cool and focused on that results day, because results day can be a really stressful time. It's almost a culmination of not just really the A levels and sixth form, but just school in general, from secondary school all the way to college and sixth form. Is a culmination of all that hard work. So it can be a really stressful day, but just making sure we have all the right tools and the resources already beforehand that can relieve some of that stress, and we're able to hit that ground running if we are needing to move on to that plan B, or our plan B or our plan A is now turned into our plan B and we're now wanting a plan A. Okay. And remember, your young person could be stressed and worried before results day. I've spoken to a couple of young people during these past few weeks, and they are really a bit stressed about their results day, thinking, oh, I hope I've got the right results, or thinking about that question that they thought they answered right, that maybe they think they haven't answered it right now. So a lot of thoughts will be going through a young person's mind. So just make sure you can be that reassuring person, encouraging them and making sure that they have everything in place for that results day. So I love a quick plug. So why choose NTU? You can see here the list of things, a list of awards that we have won over the past few years. And you can see that we're Modern University of the Year. We're always looking to build brand new buildings. We've got a new building that's currently being built at our city site. I can't wait for that to be finished so I can look around it. And you can see their student life as well. Again, that is something that young people will be looking for, to make sure that the student life at that university is really good. And you can see there that we won that award in 2022. So you can see there are lots of different reasons why our students or young people choose NTU. But my hope is that your young person, if they're looking to go to NTU, or they may be thinking about different universities to go to, they maybe haven't applied to NTU as their firm choice, I'm hoping they will have visited us at maybe open days, maybe experience days, just so that they can get the feel of that university, of our university. And I'm really proud of Nottingham Trent. I would say that I did study at NTU, and I've got really good friends who have studied at NTU as well. So yeah, that's why I choose NTU.
Amazing. Thank you so much for going through the presentation, Elliot. A lot of really helpful and good advice there as well. That was great. Thank you. So we'll now move on to the next part of today's live stream, which is a Q&A. And we have our first question on screen below already. A reminder as well, if you're worried about making loads of notes during this live stream today, don't worry. It's going to be on our YouTube channel, so you can replay it, watch it as many times as you want, send it on to as many friends as you want as well, and then you've all got the advice and just got it to hand. So first question from Emily. Thank you, Emily. So it's, what are your top tips for keeping calm on results day?
That's a great question. What are your top tips for keeping calm on results day? Well, for me, I think one tip would be make sure you're not going to bed late that night before. So because when you're up late, your mind starts to overthink and start to think about things. So for me, if it was just good to have an early night, get some good rest, just so that I'm feeling refreshed the next day, so that I'm ready for kind of whatever happens. If my plan A doesn't work, I've got that plan B ready, and I'm feeling calm about that. So maybe making sure you're keeping having that good rest beforehand. Maybe as well, we do love social media, but sometimes maybe social media can have an adverse effect, particularly around this period. So it could be an option to maybe just put that Twitter on silent for the next day or so, just so that you're really focused in on yourself, on what's going to be coming for you.
Amazing, thank you. Good, really good advice there. I think having that plan in place as well, it's just reassuring for yourself, isn't it? So you can just wake up and you're like, right, whatever happens, like you're covered.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, we're going to go on to the next question. Lovely. So how do students apply through clearing? So we sort of covered a couple of different ways earlier, but if you could cover this again, Elliot, that would be great.
Yeah, amazing. So the ways that you can apply through clearing is one, you can call the university. So going onto the university website, looking for their clearing number, you can call that number, and then your young person will be speaking to a clearing advisor. Just a reminder, it needs to be your young person calling the clearing advisor. It can't be the parent or carer, unfortunately. So again, like I said, it's kind of building up that independence, because at university, a lot of what we do is independent, focusing on independent work, independent study. So this is really helpful for that. So calling, if your young person knows what course they're already going to apply for, and then you can apply for that online on the university website. So there'll be an application process where you can fill in the details, and then your young person will receive an email confirming if they've been accepted onto that course or not. So those are kind of the two ways. You can also look on UCAS and look for the different courses, clearing courses that are available as well.
All of the clearing advisors as well on our phone lines are really friendly, really helpful. So if a young person is a bit worried about calling up, tell them not to worry. Everyone's really like super, super nice. So they'll be absolutely fine. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. So is there a good time to make a clearing call?
Ooh, it's a great question, because if I say a time, then everybody's going to go for that time, and then that might not make a good time anymore. For me, I would suggest that the earlier the better. the earlier the better, to just so that you're starting that process. Like we said, there could be some queues in that clearing course, so then it could be, well, let's sign up to NTU priority, where you'll be able to skip that queue. But for me, I would say the earlier the better.
Lovely, thank you. You can find all of our clearing phone line opening times on our website as well, at ntu.ac.uk/clearing, which is below. Okay, so what accommodation do we currently have available, and when is the best time to book?
So if you haven't booked already, that's fine. You can go onto our website, I believe, where you'll be able to book onto the accommodation that's available. Like I said earlier in the presentation, if you do apply through clearing at NTU, and particularly through the NTU priority, you will be guaranteed accommodation for your first year. But if you're thinking about, oh, I don't actually know what the accommodation looks like, I've got some maybe specifics for the accommodation that I'm wanting to go for, then please have a look at our website. It's really helpful. It will show you all the pictures that you need to kind of make the decision.
Lovely. And we've been doing some tours as well on our social media channels, so do keep a lookout for those as well if you want to see some videos as well.
A little bit.
Okay, so if a student wants to change their course but they already have a place at NTU, do they need to decline that to then go through clearing?
So they will need to decline that course, and then they will go through clearing if they're wanting to change the course. Okay, so make sure they're declining that course, and then they'll be able to go through clearing. But then it's just a key just to make sure that that is the decision that your young person is really keen on making, because once you've declined that course, it could be that that's now offered to somebody else. Okay, so you just need to make sure that that's the right decision for your young person.
That's great, thank you. So I think we now have one more question.
A bit.
Okay, so this is a good one as well. So what actually happens after a student has applied through clearing?
So after a student has applied for clearing, the first thing is that you can relax. You can kind of do a deep sigh of relief that you managed to get through that process. And then what will happen is that you will receive an email through from the university, just confirming whether you've been accepted onto that course or not. And then once you've done that, you can then kind of sort out the process in terms of your accommodation and things like that.
Fantastic. So I think that's all we've got time for today. So thank you everyone for tuning in and watching, and thank you for all of your questions as well. We really hope this has been helpful for you. So a handy link has appeared on the screen. So if you're looking for more dedicated advice for yourselves about clearing and results day, we've got so much on our website. So do head to ntu.ac.uk/parents, and it's all there for you, including the live stream link for this as well, so you can watch that back. And that's all from us today. So yeah, again, thank you so much for watching. Good luck with results day next week, and we're here for you every step of the way. So do make a note of the all-important clearing numbers that you need for next week. Okay, so I guess that's goodbye then.
Yes.
Have a lovely evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. Bye.